Thank you for coming back to another E3 pre-show here on the Seoul Dojo E3 pre-show. Man, Jay, it's just a lot to say. It's just so many E3s
I
in that
know.
title.
Really.
Like it's so much. But today we are talking about Ubisoft, man. Ubisoft, I think, is one of those publishers that they have a lot of games that they have announced, but there's a lot of games that have a lot of dedicated franchises, well, dedicated fan bases, I should say. We are looking at the Division 2 right now. The Division 2 is a game that they announced. They haven't showed anything, any gameplay, haven't given any info on it. But I think the most exciting thing that would come out of this press conference would be the setting. I really want to see where Ubisoft goes with the setting. Any ideas what you think or the best place that Ubisoft would put the new setting for the Division 2?
Um, I am really not too sure. I think the last one, if I'm not mistaken, where was the last one set out? Didn't know it was
It was in New
okay.
York.
I wanted to say New York. Um, I'm gonna say maybe now, like I said, this isn't just from any kind of calculations, algorithms, or anything like that, but just based off of what a lot of games tend to do. It's either between New York or Detroit. It seems like it's a pretty
Hmm.
big one, where everybody's literally across so many games they're trying to place it. So that may just be where they set it.
Right. I also think a post-apocalyptic Los Angeles would be a good idea for the Division 2.
Yeah.
I think Ubisoft, 3 years ago, we saw a lot of a wave of like new ideas from them. We saw Watch Dogs, we saw Division, we saw The Crew, uh, we also saw Ghost Recon. Those games in the beginning of their development, or in the beginning of like the trailers and stuff that we saw, the final product looked completely different.
Mhm,
It looked like it got a decrease in quality,
mhm.
but I think now we came to know and love those games, and now they have a lot of dedicated fan bases, which of course, like me, I just love the Division and the Crew 2. We've heard that they had there was a beta out for the Crew 2. A lot of people have been actually very positive about the beta, but I think the biggest thing that's going to come out of this press conference might be a new Splinter Cell game.
Mm. Yeah, I would say probably the same thing here. I've loved all of the Splinter Cell games. The last one was at Blacklist.
Blacklist,
Yeah,
yeah,
Blacklist.
long time ago.
Yeah, so and I mean that one was pretty amazing. Like I said, the one thing that the Splinter Cells games does so well is that, and you don't really realize it until you actually come across those kind of gamers that where you can really play that stealthy style of play,
Hmm.
and it's rewarding. You know what I mean? Like so many people like to do that. So many people don't like to just be running, gunning. They try to legitimately be this secret spy agent. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
so I'm interested to see about
I
the
want
new
to.
one.
Yeah, I think it would be awesome, and I think it's going to be one of the last things, probably one of the biggest things that are going to come out of there, because I think Ubisoft with this press conference doesn't necessarily have too much to hide. They basically came out and said a lot of things. Like I think last week they came out with the new Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I expressed how much I do love Assassin's Creed Origins with the more RPG style gameplay and the RPG style mechanics that they had in the game.
Mhm.
They could have done a little bit better with it though, but the fact that they changed it up, took a year off, changed it up, I can really respect that. But Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I'm really excited for, because it's dealing with that Greek side of history,
Mhm.
and we're probably gonna see Odysseus and Achilles and stuff like that. I know you had a little bit of experience with the Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah. Now the last one, Assassin's Creed's Origins. Origins. Okay, I wanted to make sure. Um, Overall, I'm look forward to it. Now you mentioned them kind of having that Greek side. The Assassin's Creed games. The one thing about the Assassin's Creed games is that they're taking something that also not a lot of games are doing, but you kind of got that time travel ancestry thing going on. So I'm
Right.
I'm I'm looking forward to it because, like I said, I want to be able to have an Assassin's Creed game that is just worthwhile picking up. I played, I believe it was Assassin's Creed 2 and 3. Um,
Sweet.
and I really enjoyed them. Like I said, I got so immersed in the game. And like I said, that's not something for me. Typically, a lot of these games, whether it's Watch Dogs or Splinter Cell, I like to watch them on YouTube, just because I can get truly immersed in the game.
Right, right. I can understand that. A lot of times with the Ubisoft games, they kind of use their games as service. So like they'll bring out the base game and then they'll add a lot of stuff later. The Division definitely got that,
Mhm.
and I think the Division improved a lot over time. Two games that I think Ubisoft are going to come out and improve and talk about more about their future is For Honor and Rainbow Six. Now you have expressed your affection for Rainbow Six's way of how they bring in DLCs or added content for their fan base, and how well that they are doing that. Do you see anything else happening in the future for Rainbow Six?
I only see constant improvement. They took that one of the ideas that a lot of companies wanted to do versus bringing out a new game, each year, just adding on these expansions or DLCs, and then charging a small price for it. But like I said, the gameplay wise is amazing, quality wise amazing, and like I said, the content that they're constantly bringing out, they're constantly trying to be consumer driven. So I only
Mhm.
expect big things from the Rainbow Six series.
I think definitely they're gonna come out with the Just Dance 19 stage routine as they usually do. They're gonna have a whole bunch of people on stage dancing.
Yeah, yeah.
They're definitely gonna have that. One of the biggest announcements from last year's E3 was Beyond Good and Evil 2. I am probably as ignorant about this game as you, Jay. I really don't know too much about it. Didn't play the first one, but people are excited for it, and I thought it was right to mention it in this pre-show. So keep your eye out for maybe more info, gameplay, and another trailer. But the last game that I do, well, you know what? I'm gonna go to predictions, Jay. What is your crazy prediction for Ubisoft?
Um, this may be a crazy prediction, um, given the game itself, but I'm gonna say the Division 2. I guess it's gonna be a wish list slash prediction. Now we know that
Mm-hmm.
the Division 1 was not really much of a multiplayer. I mean, you could play with people online, but you're playing a lot of CPU players. So I think they're gonna take that aspect, and kind of turn it into a multiplayer. Um, they'll revamp the what is it, the Dark Zone? Yeah,
Yeah.
the Dark Zone, um, and turn it more into this multiplayer aspect. And now, considering the way the division is set out, it's never nothing ever said that it was going to ever reach that point. You know what I mean? Like, this wasn't a game
Yeah.
designed to be a multiplayer, but I think that's what the route they'll try to do. And this will really revamp up this game.
I think that they're going to do another collaboration between Nintendo. Last year they did the Mario and Rabbids.
Hmm.
I think they're gonna do maybe something with Zelda,
Hmm.
with Zelda and Rabbids maybe.
Yeah.
Also, a Watch Dogs 3, create your own player, maybe online components with it with a Watch Dogs 3. Uh, Watch Dogs 2 didn't sell well.
Yeah.
It was a good game, didn't sell well, but we'll see what happens if they do announce Watch Dogs 3. That is it for our pre-show for Ubisoft. 2:30 Central Time, 12:30 Pacific Time. So I'm very excited for Ubisoft. Jay, once again, thank you so much for being on the pre-show with me, and we guys and just join me on the watch along very soon, and I'll see you guys there. All right.